Hello, and thank you for tuning into this special rabbit episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. A few weeks ago, the shelter responded to a case of animal neglect, and we impounded 20 rabbits and 7 chickens. The chickens have found a new place to live, a place where they're going to be cared for and not left in neglectful situations or environments. But we have 20 rabbits here at the shelter. We've reached out to the House Rabbit Society in quite a few different states and different chapters within those states and asked for help, kind of some emergency assistance here for housing of these guys. And unfortunately, every single chapter is full at this time. So we still have a few calls out to some other rabbit rescue organizations. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of rabbit rescue organizations here in the state of Iowa. So currently we have 25 rabbits here at the shelter. So, and this is a shelter that was probably not built for maybe more than 2. Don't really have the space environment for them. So currently 20 of the 25 rabbits are actually taking up our dog kennels. So don't worry, we still have room for dogs. But these guys are being housed in our dog kennels. And the environment that they came from, as I mentioned, it was a neglect case. These guys were not given proper care, proper attention. Their kennel environments with the cages that they were in were not clean on a regular basis, and these guys really need to be cleaned up after every single day. They make quite a mess. So it was a very difficult situation for our staff to go into and see the condition that these rabbits were in. So we're doing everything we can now to show them that love, attention, keeping them clean, keeping them well cared for, well fed, until we find that forever home for them. These rabbits were actually used for breeding, so they don't have a whole lot of handling and socialization. They're not mean by any stretch, but they're not as friendly as some of the other rabbits that we have here at the shelter for adoption. So you can pick her. This here is Phoebe. You can pick her up. She would prefer if you didn't, but she is one of 20 that came from that house in those horrible horrible conditions. So she is a Rex. We understand she is 7 months old, so she's a young bunny. Beautiful, beautiful Rex. And if you know anything about rabbits, you know that this fur is just so soft. They're just really beautiful creatures, and they do make great pets. But as I always say when I'm talking about rabbits, is they're not a pet for everybody. They do require, again, a lot of attention, a lot of care, special diet. One of the things that's very important to them is getting nice green leafy vegetables. So we have some Italian parsley here, and she's a little camera shy, so she's not going to eat it. But once she's in the kennel, she sure does like to eat this parsley. Cilantro is another one, romaine lettuce. There's a lot of different things and a lot of information. We definitely want our potential adopters to look at rabbit.org. It's the House Rabbit Society's national webpage, and there's lots of information about caring for rabbits and what you need to do. One of the requirements for all of these guys is that they live indoors. All of our rabbits are adopted to indoor-only homes. We do not adopt rabbits that are going to live in hutches. These guys have had a really poor start at life, and we want to make sure the rest of their life is the best that it can be. So we're going to be really picky on the homes that we're adopting out these rabbits to. But this one here is Phoebe. She's 7 months old. She is a Rex. All of the rabbits will be spayed or neutered before they go home. So her surgery has already been scheduled. But if you are interested and seriously interested in adopting a rabbit, again, do that research, rabbit.org. Come down here, fill out an application. You can talk to the staff. We do highly recommend that rabbits are adopted in pairs. We already have some that are bonded buddies, and even some that are triplets, that are a bonded triplet pair, or 3 of them. So rabbits do much better when they have one of their own kind that lives with them. So we are looking at trying to pair them up with some others, of course, making sure that they're spayed or neutered first before that happens. So if you have some rabbit experience and want to open your heart and your home to one of these guys, come on down to the Ames Animal Shelter. And we're going to show you 3 more today. Keep in mind that we have 25 here at the shelter, so I'm only going to show you 4 today, but we have 25 rabbits here at the shelter, so come on down. And our next guest today is Harper. Harper is actually a bonded buddy with Lilac. So she's already got a bonded friend who looks very similar to her, a little bit larger. Harper and Lilac are Champagne d'Argents. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. For all you rabbit enthusiasts out there. So she is purebred, a very popular breed from what I understand. And again, she is a bonded buddy with Harper. And Harper is just a little bit bigger than she is. Both females, we understand they're about 1 year old, and have lived with each other for most of that time. So they are bonded buddies and want to get these guys adopted together. So also when you look at rabbit.org, look at the different breeds. Champagne d'Argent is her breed, and you can learn a little bit more about the specifics about that particular breed. She also, as with all of these bunnies, they have not had a whole lot of handling, so they still need some reassurance, and they need to know that they're not going to be harmed in any way. So this is going to take some time to where they feel comfortable and get used to that human touch and human love, letting them know that everything is going to be okay. So this is a beautiful bunny here, and again, all of these rabbits deserve better homes than where they came from. So if you're interested here in Harper and Lilac, because they do have to be adopted together, come on down to the shelter. And our next guest today is Norbert. I'm speaking a little bit quieter because I don't want to startle this one. This is definitely a very special needs bunny. As you may be able to see here with his eyes, he does have cataracts, so is blind and cannot see. Of course, the challenge is with these guys is that they think everything wants to have them for food. So as a prey animal, they're very fearful just to begin with, even when they do have complete sight and can see what's coming around. Norbert here cannot see, so he has a very special needs bunny that needs a very special home, and we're looking for someone that has a great deal of rabbit experience for him, someone that can offer him that home environment that can show him that he's going to be safe and he's not going to be harmed. So it's just really important for him, like I said, a little bit different than all the rest of the bunnies, that he is given that very special home that all of them deserve. But Norbert's a little bit more of a special needs case here, so we want to make sure that he does get an environment where he's going to be safe. There may be some slight little sight that he may see, but we do see him in the kennel kind of learning and feeling around with his nose where he's at and everything. So he's going to need a nice bunny-proofed area inside the house where he can live out the rest of his life. We understand he is just a year old, so that condition that he has there is, I understand, something that does happen from time to time with even these young guys. So he is also a Rex, so he's got this beautiful Rex coat here. So I just put Norbert down. He's getting a little excited and again being fearful of his surroundings. He doesn't know where he's at, can't see things, so it's important that he's kept safe, and he's not a rabbit that you're going to want to pick up. He's one that maybe come up to you and will sit in your lap, but he's not going to be one that you're going to want to pick up a lot, because that's going to scare him, and we don't want to do that to Norbert. So if you have extensive rabbit experience and are interested in Norbert, come on down to the shelter. We'd love to introduce you to him. And our final guest for today is Odetta. Odetta is also a Rex. She is a gray Rex. I wanted to bring out the what they use as their litter box. And if you look at rabbit.org, you'll see that rabbits can be trained to use the litter box, which really helps to clean up the mess. But Odetta is a gray Rex. We understand that she is about 1 year old, and she is a single one that we have here, so she doesn't have a bonded buddy at this time. But you know, we would like to find her one, and find her, of course, that forever home that's really going to provide for her and take care of her. I wanted to show you that litter box. You can see what's really very important in their diet is the Timothy hay, which is what you see in here, and of course the green veggies that I mentioned earlier. Another thing that's important for bunnies too is to have enrichment. So these kind of hard plastic toys here are things that they love to flip up and throw around and run around and play with. So it's really nice to see these guys have some toys now where they didn't have that where they came from. So it's all part of caring for these guys and making sure that we're providing them with the best possible environment. With all of the bunnies that we have right now, we're going to put a little special plea out there to get some assistance. What we are really hoping that our viewers will do is to donate to help us care for these guys until we can find them that perfect forever home. So we need Timothy hay. That's really important. We use oxbow Timothy hay. The rabbit pellets, we're currently using Purina rabbit pellets. Brecky's Town and Country Store is a great resource. They help us along. So if you're interested in maybe getting a gift card from there to help us out, or you can just go purchase those products, the rabbit pellets, Purina, or the oxbow Timothy hay. We also need newspapers, so if you have newspapers at home, please bring them in. Each one of these boxes, they're lined with newspaper to help absorb some of the urine. But the rabbits will actually eat the hay here as they're going potty. So it's kind of a unique thing with rabbits. And if we can get them to go all in their box, then that means much less mess to clean up. But this box does need to be cleaned at least once a day. The environment they were coming from, it was not being cleaned at all. So it's really important that these guys are cared for properly. And we're going to make sure, again, as I said, that their start at life has not been so great, but we want to make sure the rest of their life is the best that it can be. And these guys are given the care and love that they deserve and need. All right, thank you for tuning into this special episode of Animals and Names, our bunny show. Remember, we have 25 rabbits here at the shelter that need really good homes. We're looking for great homes for these guys. I want to make sure that they're given everything they can to thrive in their new environment and show them that they can be loved and can be cared for. So we're really hoping to get some great adopters to come down. Again, rabbit.org is a tremendous resource for people that are interested in adopting bunnies. It tells you how to care for them properly, appropriate vet care. Not all vets here in our community will typically see rabbits. So there's only a few vets that kind of specialize in exotics, which are rabbits and other types of guinea pigs and such. So you definitely want to make sure you do some research on that, because if your bunny needs some special vet care, you're going to want to know where you need to go for that to make sure that they can provide for you. So we got some great bunnies here at the shelter. Unfortunately, no dogs right now for adoption, but we have quite a few cats still available for adoption. Our bird, Altair, is still here. He's a parakeet. You've probably seen him on the last episode of Animals and Ames. And we only have one guinea pig. So Sheldon is the only guinea pig that's here at the shelter. All the other guinea pigs have just been adopted actually as of yesterday. So some great animals here at the shelter, some beautiful bunnies that deserve a better life. Come on down to the shelter. We'd love to introduce you to them and hopefully consider adopting one of them. And please don't forget that we are asking for some special help. Even if it's just donating your old newspapers, we can really use them right now. With 25 rabbits, we're going through a lot of newspaper, a lot of the Timothy hay, a lot of the rabbit pellets. And a special thank you to the staff that have really kind of worked in overdrive to care for these guys. Having an additional 25 rabbits here at the shelter has definitely added to our daily chores of caring for the animals. So come on down, meet one of these guys, and hopefully we can send one home with you.